street talk, same block where we used to walk. Real recognize real, that's all I say. Real recognize real every single day. You changed up quick. Now you running with some fake click. Real recognize real, real recognize real. That's how I feel. Real recognize real, real recognize real. Keep it 100. Real recognize real, real recognize real, real recognize real. That's the only deal. Real recognize real, real recognize real, real recognize real. That's how we feel. Real recognize real, real recognize real, real recognize real. Nothing fake, nothing fake. Backwards, everything backwards now. Forwards, gotta move forward somehow. Real recognize real, 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 real recognize real. Streets stay solid, streets stay solid, streets stay solid. Friends flip quick, friends flip quick. Real recognize real, real recognize real, real recognize real, real recognize real. Solid, staying solid, staying solid. Solid, staying solid. Real ones go, real ones go, real ones go. Fake ones go, fake ones go, fake ones go. Recognize real, real 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 recognize real, recognize real, real recognize real, real recognize real, real recognize real, taking real recognize real, real recognize real, real recognize real. Nothing fake, no we fake. Real recognize real, real recognize real, recognize real, real recognize real. Real recognize real. Concrete veins pulse beneath my Timbs. Each corner holds its weight and sins. Territory lines drawn in chalk and blood. My voice cuts through this neighborhood flood. Whispered negotiations in this under street light haze. Calculate every move through these maze days. Corner store conversations turn to business deals. What they don't understand is how the pressure feels. This is block talk, block talk. Words that make the pavement walk. Block talk, block talk. Every syllable unlocks. Block talk, block talk. Language that the streets adopt. Block talk, block talk. Memorized every crack in these sidewalks. Study faces, learn their particular walks. Information currency flows hand to hand. Supply chains built on this concrete land. School taught lessons never match the curriculum. These universities of asphalt and linoleum. Graduates earn degrees in survival mathematics, code switching, linguistics, street corner dramatics. This is block talk, block talk. Words that make the pavement walk. Block talk, block talk. Every syllable unlocks. Block talk, block talk. Language that the streets adopt. Block talk, block talk. Frequencies tuned to emergency, scanner static. Communication methods, purely systematic. Handshake protocols older than city planning. Generational knowledge, always expanding. My vocabulary carved from necessity stone. Each
Each phrase a tool to navigate the unknown. Respect earned through articulation, precision. Every conversation, a calculated decision. Block talk echoes through apartment walls. Block talk answers when the corner calls. Block talk, block talk, block talk. That's all we got. That's all we got. That's all we got. Future me. Listen up. Future me, you made it out. All that pain you figured out. Blood and sweat, you paid the route. Now they see what you about. Back then broke, no fucking doubt. Now you flex without a pout. All them haters shut their mouth when you pull up from the south. Remember when they said you fall? Now you standing 10 feet tall. Future king, you got it all. Future king, you got it all. Future me, you did that shit. Future me, you never quit. All that fire, all that grit made you who you really is. Future me, you own this bitch. Future me, you flip the switch from the bottom to the rich. That's the motherfucking glitch. Yeah, young me crying in the dark. Future, you gon' make your mark. All that struggle left a scar, but that scar just raised the bar. Enemies gon' feel the spark when you light up like a star. They gon' wonder who you are. Future king from near and far. Remember when they said you fall? Now you standing 10 feet tall. Future king, you got it all. Future king, you got it all. Future me, you did that shit. Future me, you never quit. All that fire, all that grit made you who you really is. Future me, you own this bitch. Future me, you flip the switch from the bottom to the rich. That's the motherfucking glitch. You got wings. All that pain turned to power. This your motherfucking hour. Future me, you did that shit. Future me, you never quit. All that fire, all that grit made you who you really is. Future me, you own this bitch. Future me, you flip the switch from the bottom to the rich. That's the motherfucking glitch. Future me. Yeah, listen up. You know what time it is. Heard you been talking about that foreign war. Something about the east, something about the shore. Bullets flying across the water, blood on distant sand. Tell me how you justify it, help me understand. Foreign war, foreign war. What you fighting for? What you fighting for? Foreign war, foreign war. Bodies hit the floor, bodies hit the floor. Foreign war, foreign war. What you fighting for? What you fighting for? Foreign war, foreign war. Close that distant door, close that distant door. Mountains high, where the soldiers march today. Valleys deep, where the mothers cry and pray. Rice fields burning while the children running high. Tell me, was it worth it? All that foolish pride. Generals counting money while the young ones die. Politicians lying, feeding us their lies. Ancient temples crumbling underneath the sky. Foreign soil bleeding, asking heaven why. Foreign war, foreign war. What you fighting for? What you fighting for? Foreign war, foreign war. Bodies hit the floor, bodies hit the floor. Foreign war, foreign war. What you fighting for? What you fighting for? Foreign war, foreign war. Close that distant door, close that distant door.
Across the ocean, across the sea.
Tell me what this violence means to me. Tell me what this violence means to me. Choppers in the air, dropping bombs like rain. Innocent people caught up in the pain. Oil and power driving every deadly game. While the widows weep and call out every name. Foreign war, foreign pain. Nothing left to lose, nothing left to gain. Foreign war, foreign shame. When will all this madness end? When will it end? Foreign war, foreign war. What you fighting for? What you fighting for? Foreign war, foreign war. Bodies hit the floor, bodies hit the floor. Foreign war, foreign war. What you fighting for? What you fighting for? Foreign war, foreign war. Close that distant door, close that distant door. What you fighting for? Been watching these shows where kings fall down, crowns slipping sideways, power shifts around. Started feeling something deep inside my chest, like I'm built for more than settling for less. Characters on screen remind me of myself, fighting for position, competing for wealth. But this ain't fiction, this is real life heat. Every move calculated, never. I'm on a power trip, taking what's mine, never gonna quit. Power trip, feel it in my bones, this is it. Power trip, rising to the top where I belong. Been preparing for this all alone. See these protagonists claiming their throne, making moves in silence, building alone. That's my inspiration, that's my drive. Every episode showing me how to survive. Politics and schemes, alliances break. Trust is a luxury I'm careful to make. Learning from the screen, but living it real. Authority calling, that's how I feel. Watching empire builders construct their reign, teaching me lessons through the joy and pain. Power, 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 power. This is my hours, this is my hour. Power, 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 power. Rise up higher, rise up higher. Watching sidelines, now I'm center stage. Characters inspired me to turn another page, from observer to player. That's the transformation, building my empire, claiming my nation. I'm on a power trip, taking what's mine, never gonna quit. Power trip, feel it in my bones, this is it. Power trip, rising to the top where I belong. Power trip, been preparing for this all along. Power trip, this is my time, this is my grip. Power trip, never looking back, never gonna slip. you talked. Let me tell you how it is. Heard you changed up, changed ways. Cold calls turn to cold days. Back then we were brothers real tight. Now you frontin' in the light through thick and thin. Now you act like we ain't been friends since way back when. Guess that loyalty don't mean much to men. Used to share secrets, share pain. Now you walking in the rain, all alone with your new crew. Wonder if they really knew how you left your day ones behind. Out of sight, out of mind. Heard you change, ain't the same, ain't the same. Memory fades, but I remain. Cold conversations, false expectations. You chose your path, I'll choose my last. Remember when we made those plans, built together with our hands. Now you acting like you don't know where we came from, how we grow. All those nights we stayed up late, talking about our future fate. Now you barely hit me back, friendship fell right off the track. See you posting with new faces, different people, different places. But I wonder if they real, like the bond that we could feel back before you got so proud, lost yourself inside the crowd. Heard you change, ain't the same, ain't the same. Memory fades, but I remain. Cold conversations, false expectations. You chose your path, I'll choose my last. Wonder if you think about what we had without a doubt. Brotherhood that felt so strong. Now it's been so long since we really talked it through. All the things we used to do. Maybe time will heal this pain. Maybe we can't be the same. Heard you change, ain't the same, ain't the same. Memory fades, but I remain. Cold conversations, false expectations. You chose your path, I'll choose my last. Yeah, guess that's how it goes. People come and go. I remember
Yeah, look, I see you standing there acting like you don't know me, but we both know it's real. Let me tell you something. Been a minute since I seen your face around. Used to run these same blocks when we was down. Now you acting funny, walking different now. Got some things to say, let me break it down. This is real talk, no games between us. Real talk, cut through all the fuss. Real talk, you know what this is. Real talk, remember how we lived back in the day when we had nothing but dreams. Sharing everything, building up our schemes. You said you ride, said you never switch. Now you got yours and you acting like a snitch. Telling people stories about the things we did when you was right there doing dirt as a kid. You think you better now, you think you changed, but I remember when your mind was deranged. Running wild through the streets with no fear. Now you scared to even have me standing near. This is real talk, no games between us. Real talk, cut through all the fuss. Real talk, you know what this is. Real talk, remember how we lived. You forgot who held you down. You forgot all the blood we shed for this piece of ground. But I remember everything, every single day we fought, every lesson that we learned, every battle that we caught. So don't stand there looking shocked at what I'm saying.
This ain't new, you been knowing I ain't playing. We been through too much for you to act brand new. I kept it real, now I need the same from you. Either we're brothers or we ain't at all. Either you stand up or you take the fall. Don't need no fake friends in my circle now. If you can't be real, then just walk away now. This is real talk, no games between us. Real talk, cut through all the fuss. Real talk, you know what this is. Real talk, this is how we live. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. Keep it real or walk away. Yeah, yeah. Feel the fire burning deep inside. Let's go! Something's been building up inside my chest. Can't shake this feeling, yeah, I need to confess. Walking through these streets with my head held high, but underneath it all, I'm ready to fly. I'm battle ready, battle ready. Nothing gonna stop me, I stay steady. Every single doubt they try to plant in my mind, left that negativity way behind. Now I'm standing tall, got my armor on tight. Been preparing for this moment, now it's time to fight. They thought they had me down, thought they had me beat, but I've been grinding hard, stayed up on my feet. From the bottom to the top, watch me elevate. All those sleepless nights, now they gonna pay. Energy electric, feel it in my bones. Time to show the world what I've always known. I'm battle ready, battle ready. Nothing gonna stop me, I stay steady. Fire in my veins, ice in my stare. Step into the ring if you really dare. They've been sleeping on me, now they wide awake. Every move I make, watch the ground shake. Heart beats like thunder, mind sharp like steel. This is who I am, this is what I feel. Let's go! No more second guessing, no more holding back. On the path to greatness, staying on track. Yeah, when the smoke clears, I'll be standing proud. Turn the volume up, let me say it loud. I'm battle ready,